Okay. We are a go. Let's see, we get all my settings in place. Okay. So here I am. Welcome in, everyone. I am going to get started with an early live today. What I'm coming on to do is I am prepping for our regular true crime live that we do in the evenings. And so I thought, in the next couple months, we've got the Murdaugh trial, that's the retrial that's going to be coming up. So, and I've been rewatching testimony and things like that, and rewatching old videos from all that time. That's been just so I can kind of be back up to speed when all this happens, and we can cover that. I know a lot of you watched with me. It was a very interesting trial. I think the jury got it right, but as we found out, because of the clerk of courts, Rebecca Hill, who decided to take matters in her own hands. And I do believe the defense when they say that they believe that she did all of this to pump up, sales of her book afterwards. I watched an interview this morning from her where she said she had a title to this book years ago, and that she was just waiting for the right case to attach it to. And if any of you followed this and remember, she also got in trouble for plagiarism. So she's now on, I think she got probation. Lost her job, of course. The money, according to her, all the money that she made from the book is gone. But this trial, if you remember, it all started, what it's believed to have happened is Alex Murdaugh's youngest son, Paul, was involved. He was a wild kid, and he was always in trouble, always partying. Now, again, I blame the parents because they let their kids do whatever they wanted. There was many, many videos of not just Paul, but Paul and his friends and Buster and his friends, who are all underage, on the boat, drinking, having a good old time. Mom and dad are right there. And, we keep seeing instances of this, parents that want to be their kids' friends. And Mackenzie Shirilla, great example of parents who wanted to be their kid's friend, and look where it got them. Look where it got her. Look where it got Dominic Russo and his friend Davian. I mean, it's horrible. So, as we get time, I'm going to be playing some of these different things just to remind us about the Murdaugh family and everything. But first, one of the first things that I wanted to talk about real quick, because, and I know I've mentioned it before, just kind of here or there, but as a lot of you know, back at the very end of April, I got demonetized for inauthentic content. And I appealed, and I lost my appeal. And so said same thing, possible AI content, which I'm not AI, I'm a real person. And they talked about repetitive content. So, but it's kind of funny because along the same time, when they tell you you can't have repetitive content or templated videos in their creator sections, they actually recommend that you use templates like StreamYard, things like that, so that you can have consistency throughout your videos, so that people know exactly what you're here, what information you're here to give out, etc. Well, so, I took it on the chin. It was no big deal. I mean, it was a big deal. It hurt my feelings, that I got demonetized, because I thought, I feel like I work really hard at my videos. So, both my lives and my uploads that I've done. So I just said, okay, I'm going to work on this. Well, I slowly started noticing that every single day I am losing 2 subscribers. It's 2 every single day, and it shows in my analytics. And which that's par for the course too, is losing subscribers, gaining subscribers. Some people, change their mind, whatever. Some people go through and purge their subscription lists. I am too lazy to do that, but some people do. But so okay, well, in the midst of that, I had a couple of people they emailed me and said, hey, I had someone tell me in one of my lives, I had a couple other people email me about it, saying, hey, I just noticed I wasn't seeing you in my feed. And I thought, gosh, I wonder what happened to her. And they went to my channel and they realized that they were unsubscribed from me, and they had not done it themselves. And so I don't know what's going on with YouTube right now, because it started, if I look at my analytics, it shows me, like I said, normal progression, maybe gaining 3 or 4, losing 1, maybe losing 2 here or there, but never every single day, and not exactly every single whatever. So, and I'm not just saying this for me, because the reason why I decided to make an actual statement about this is because last night and this morning I was just zipping through people's videos, and I read on a couple different channels this morning. I can't remember whose chat it was that I was watching their live, and in the chat someone said I had to resubscribe to all my favorites, because I realized this morning I wasn't seeing them, and I went and looked, and there was a few people that I was unsubscribed to that I didn't do it. So whether it's me or it's anyone else, go check your subscriptions. If you're not seeing, not just me, but anybody that you normally see, because that's another thing. My algorithm on my feed is completely different. It is full of people that I have no idea who they are. I'm not into the subjects that they're uploading about. And so it's real odd to me, because I thought that was the whole point of all of this new AI stuff, was to make it more tailored to us and what we're watching and who we talk to and who we don't. Now, I went in, I researched this, and the only answer I got, a very, very vague answer of, that's just the way that the analytics go, and that YouTube occasionally purges people's accounts if they're inactive, if they're blah, blah, blah. But I have noticed that there are quite a huge handful of people that I saw, even if they just came in when they were swinging through and said hello, that I have not seen since that April 27th when I was demonetized. And if this is some kind of glitch that YouTube's not going to admit to, because they want us all to believe that their AI system is just precious and perfect and wonderful, it's catching people for putting news broadcasts up that show pew-pews because of their policies. It's catching people that have beautifully produced channels and banning them for inauthentic content. These people literally have production teams and millions of subscribers, and they're losing subscribers. And they're losing revenue. Plus, some of them are literally getting banned and can't get back because an AI bot is telling them, nope, sorry, we reviewed it. You don't follow the terms. So, yeah, so just do that. If you're not seeing certain people popping up in your in your feeds anymore like you normally do, or you're not getting notifications from creators that you know are at least going on at least a couple times a week, go through and check. Literally go in your search bar and look them up and make sure that you're subscribed, or unsubscribe and resubscribe, because that's happened to me before too with other people. But I thought it was just a glitch with me because my YouTube's always been kind of glitchy and funny. But now I'm seeing it literally from other people, from people that I don't know, that haven't heard me say anything about it. So, so yeah, do that just for all of the creators and channels that we like to watch. I'm going to do that later today. Go through, because there's quite a few people that I have not seen lately. And I know some people have gone to other platforms, etc., but that doesn't account for all of it. So, so yeah, I just wanted to give everybody a heads up. I wanted to give people, account holders, if there's any channels that watch me, I don't know, but just look and let people know to double check. And if you are coming in and you're new, please give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for me, because I am trying to build. I'm going to win over YouTube. YouTube will not win. So, all right, great. So first, but what I'm also going to do today is, I've just been feeling kind of nostalgic lately in the summer with the weather getting nicer and everything. And, I just thought it was fun. It reminded me of the day my son called me old, and, because of something I was wearing. And I thought, you know what? I miss those days back in the day. And so I started searching online for 90s inspired nails. Because back in the 90s and the early 2000s, I had some nails. I worked right next to another, she was only a manicure, only a nail tech. And she used to do some of the most beautiful airbrush designs and big fluorescent color designs and hand painted designs. And she's actually the person that taught me how to do nail art originally, that taught me the little tricks, little tips, etc. And she used to do some of the prettiest. I had the longest square nails, because they had to be square. And I'm talking square, like you set them up against the wall and there was not one bit of space or light going between the end of your nail and the wall. And we wanted long because we wanted to be able to get these beautiful designs all over them. And I was a young hairdresser back in that day, so it was fun. And they actually were my tools. I had to have my nails long because I learned how to do hair with long nails, and they became just a part of my little toolbox that I used. So I figured today I am going to get them prepped today. I've got a couple videos set up. I have got the body cam footage of the boat accident that started all of this, that started the dive into Alex Murdaugh's finances. And I, as well as many other people, and the jury believed that this was the catalyst that made him realize that he was going to be outed for all of the financial lies that he did. And at the very, very end, no one thought he was going to testify in this trial. But at the very, very end, he pushed and he pushed and he pushed. And I believe it was Dick Harpootlian that said, sometimes it's ultimately up to the client if they testify or not. And I don't believe that they were in favor of him testifying, because he's a fool. And I believe his strategy was that he was going to come in and he was going to admit to everything that he did lie to, because then you would believe when he's about the things that he said he didn't do, right? So, but I find a lot of these little things that we found during the trial really interesting. These little tidbits, like the delving into the financial things, and that Mark Tinsdale, Mallory Beach's lawyer. Mallory Beach was the young woman that was killed in the boat crash. And he was going after his money. He was going to make him pay. And I believe he not only went after Alex, but he also went after the bar that they were at and one other place, like somewhere where they got, where they, was it the place that sold the liquor to the bar? Something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but we'll find out. Hi, Gina Tay. Good to see you. But we will find out as we go on, because I'm going to find, I've been like slowly going through all of them. But I've got that up. And then I have, I also have the tour of Moselle, but I do have a short bit of testimony to play today while I do all this stuff. And that testimony is of a young man by the name of Satterfield. His mother was Gloria Satterfield, and she was the original, like, she was the maid, the nanny. She took care of everything. And she was very close with Maggie. And one morning, before all of this horrible stuff happened, she had come up to the house, and she was walking up the stairs. And I believe it was Bubba. It was Paul's dog, who was this big lab. And he was this big kind of goofy lab. And you hear, in fact, Bubba is what busted Alex Murdaugh. Bubba and Paul. Bubba's the one that went and got the chicken that you hear Alex yelling on the video that he's got a chicken and going after him. So way to go, Bubba. But it's believed that the dogs possibly walked outside and knocked Gloria down the stairs, where she fell, hit her head, and then was in a coma and subsequently passed away from her injuries. And he, I believe, it was a big, weird thing, but he basically sued himself by suing his insurance company to get what was supposed to be millions of dollars for this young man and his younger brother. And they're both, I believe they're both on the spectrum. He will explain in the testimony, but I've got that lined up for this afternoon too. And I thought that'd be good, because then I can prep these nails. You guys can watch my prep, see what I'm going to do. And then too, if my little guy needs me, I can run back and forth. So yeah, let's get started with all that. And I'll flip on the claw cam in just a moment. But let me find my setup that I need. I believe this will show what I want to show. Okay, so here we go. This is the Murdaugh boat crash dash cam and audio. It's brought to you by Murdaugh Murders Podcast. And part of this is muted. Because like I said, it's dash cam.
So far, copy advised EMS says the civilians are underneath the bridge, still in the boat.
The most severe of the injured is on the boat underneath the bridge. We'll have to walk down to.
The most severe injured.
After y'all hit the bridge, did y'all beach the boat up there on the side of the thing, or did the boat, that's where it ended up?
That's where it ended up.
Okay. Y'all think y'all hit one of the markers that in the beginning of it?
Sure.
Okay.
Can I use your phone? Can I use your phone?
Hey, bro, I ain't got my phone on me, brother.
You ain't got your phone on you?
No, you dropped yours in the grass right back there.
That don't surprise
Okay. Have you been checked out?
My name was?
Hey, buddy.
You been checked out my name was? Yeah, I'm fine.
Sure? Hey, we still get this checked out, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, shit. What's going on?
Hey, what's your last name, buddy?
Murdaugh.
Yeah, they're talking to Paul at this moment.
Murdaugh.
Okay, what's your first name?
Paul.
Paul, P-A-U-L?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
But they found Mallory. Hey,
We're looking right now for it. They're down there looking, okay?
but they got a good search on it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But they probably don't find it.
They're going to find it, okay?
Don't you think?
They're down there looking right now, okay?
You know they got a that's a good search, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they got a good team down there looking for it, okay?
Hey, can I use your phone?
I don't have my phone on me, buddy.
Oh,
Here. Hey, here, stay right here. I'm going to go get that one you dropped on the ground back there, all right?
yes, sir.
You got it already? Yeah. So there were 6 total people. Okay. They hit, I think, one of the bridge pile, and where you see the boat is where it ended up.
Okay.
One of the young ladies got ejected. She still has not been found. Tide's going out, and we tried walking down the marsh for a little ways to find her. But the young lady down there, I think, is the most severe so far of the people that we have, the 5 that we have.
Okay. So we got 6 total, 5 accounted for.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Tide's going out, and they were running this way when they hit the bridge, so she probably got ejected and the current carried her down that way.
I did find a county out of Hampton, correction, a deal out of Hampton County for that.
I'm about to drive down there. I done been in the back of one. You're not going in no cuffs. Get in the car. Come on. I need you. Yes, come on. You're not in trouble. I done told you that. You're in trouble. I put you in cuffs right now. Come on. Did they find Mallet? You're not. Just sit right here. I'm not closing the door. I'm gonna get you a cigarette. Sit right there. Sit right here. We got everybody coming out here. You're my concern, okay? No, you're not. Listen, Pete. I'm here for you. All right. Me and you, we're chilling. I understand you're upset. I ain't about to sit here and tell you to calm down, okay? But I'm gonna get you a cigarette.
I'm working.
Go ahead. Fire, they can bring their thermal up.
About 14.
Listen, man, my mom works for
Okay, listen, that's
my
cool.
mom
I
works
done
for
told you
Sled.
you're not in trouble.
I
Right?
ain't
Do you want to call
that? I need
Did
to
you
call
call
her.
her?
I need to call her.
Go, you can go down there.
And this is the young man that was Mallory Beach's boyfriend, I believe, that's speaking now. His last name was Cook.
Is there a D-long on the boat?
A what?
Elena?
No.
Huh?
No, that's Elena DeLong from Richmond. It's not her. That is her friend down there that's bleeding like hell.
What's your mom's number?
Mom, y'all need to come and be for quick. We hit a bridge in the boat. Connor's fucked up. Connor's messed up bad. We can't find Mallory. Morgan's messed up bad.
Connor was the young man that they blamed that Paul and Alex planned and did blame for driving the boat, but through accident recreation, they proved that it was impossible with his injuries.
We can't find Mallory, Mom. Where we at?
We're at Paris Island.
Paris Island Bridge.
No, it's just tell you come to entrance to Paris Island. She's going missing.
Paris Island. Entrance to Paris Island. Entrance to Paris Island. Yeah. I don't know, Mom. There's 50 cops out here. Everybody shut up. I said, there's 50 cops out here.
And one of the cops was nice enough to let me call you. Mom, there's 50 cops here, Coast Guard, everything. We can't find Mallory.
Face coating.
It's been 30 minutes, Mom. You probably need to call Mr. Hay or Mr. Phillips.
House 14 is better.
Hey, there's one's injured on the boat all the way down there. I don't know if EMS knows all that, but
So
all
we're
the way
DNR
down.
loading now. They're giving an ETA of 20 minutes.
Hello? Hey, it's Lance Hope Sheriff's Office. How you doing? All right, right. Your son's not in trouble or anything right now. Like I said, he's very, as he has the right to be shop right now. Sitting on his lap. You probably do either end up eventually coming down this way. If you don't have a problem with that, you're probably going to ride. They told me you're in law enforcement. Okay. All right. Yes, man. We're here. Like I said, and I'll let you come see your son soon as you get here. I got him pretty much as calm as I could get him. I totally understand. So, me and him, I'll be hanging out with him the entire time. Okay. Just Google Paris Island. Yeah, just Google Paris Island, the main entrance gate. Just roll around the main roads, one way in, one way out. You will not miss us. Just Google Paris Island. Yeah, the Marine Corps base. Like I said, coming from there. We're coming through the little first gate. We're on the main road. You won't miss us.
You get that motherfucker right there away from me.
He's referring to Paul.
You talking about that one with no shirt on? Hey, do not. I don't want you getting in trouble. You hear me? Listen to me. You get in no trouble. You hear what I said? Mom's on the way. I told her I'm gonna keep it. Listen,
Let me try and stop.
I'm hanging with you. Your mom gets it, okay?
That motherfucker ain't the fucking prison.
You're not in trouble.
He ain't gonna get no fucking trouble.
Oh, yes.
Bro, you fucking smiling like it's fucking funny. My fucking girlfriend's gone, bro. You think it's fucking funny?
Sit down.
Hope you rock fucking hell.
Sit down. Hey, somebody put him in the car. The one with the towel.
Go ahead.
Where's your cigarette at? Where's your cigarette? You need another one? Here. I ain't got a lot now. Don't waste them. Here. Hold the cigarette, and I got you. He's going away. Don't even look at the car. You're going to put him in the car. All right.
You know, about a month ago, a year ago, me and her got in a wreck together. Yeah. And I thought she was dead, man. I thought she was dead.
Said, how old are
And
you?
she lived, dude. She was
This time she wasn't so lucky.
21 in 3 days, man.
What about the driver of the boat? She 21?
No.
Has everybody on the boat's been drinking?
Yeah.
Especially the driver?
How big to drive that
But
fucking
the
boat.
driver, how much has he had to drink tonight?
Dude, I can tell you this much. We left, I don't even know where the fuck we were.
Mhm.
We left and stopped fucking downtown Buford. And me and him about fought on the fucking dock because I told him not to go up there to that fucking bar that we need to be going home.
Downtown? How are y'all drinking down there and none of y'all
Hell, I
21?
wasn't. I stayed on the damn boat.
But he was drinking actually at the bar?
I reckon. I didn't go up there.
So y'all came from downtown through the creek, and that's when he was going way too fast?
So I don't even know. I finally got to the point I grabbed my girlfriend and put her in my lap in the bottom of the boat and was holding on with my eyes closed. The next thing I know, I'm in the fucking water and I can't find
feel that heat in there?
Dude, I'm not.
I know. Well, if you are, your adrenaline's up. You can't feel it. Smoke a cigarette.
Smoke a cigarette in 3 months.
Well,
They used Buster's ID, the older brother, to get into the bar. I think it was Colin.
Is there anybody in the water looking for?
yes, we got MRO, we got DNR, fire department's got their boats in the water. Coast Guard is on the way with the chopper. DNR's en route. All right.
She's in the bottom of the river.
They're gonna have a dive team. We got a dive team. We got a bunch of resources. Okay. Regardless, like I told you, regardless of the outcome, we will find you. All right. But you just gotta keep faith that she's somewhere on the bank, or you see what I'm saying? Where'd y'all put in at?
Chelsea Island.
Chelsea out of Kalawasi?
The only island on Chelsea. Yeah. Y'all know Alex Murdaugh?
Oh, yeah, I know that name.
That's his son.
That's
So
driving the boat.
good luck.
Matter who you know.
He knew nothing was going to happen to him.
Hey, Keith. The driver is the one with no clothes on, correct?
To be honest with you,
The one you were getting mad at back there. He was in his drawers.
he was the last one driving whenever I got down in the Florida boat and had on boxers. Yes.
Over.
Let me know if you need another cigarette, all right, Bubba?
This is my dude with the busted mouth eye.
He's still got clothes on, correct?
Yeah.
All right, that's what. Yeah.
And I'm just freestyling some of these colors. for the
Everybody's good
boost.
physical wise.
That's my first cut.
Okay, but I just wanted. We need to know exactly who's driving. And that's you said that's the last one you saw, so that's what I told them because his ass will be responsible. Okay. You hear me? Don't worry about that. We're gonna handle on that end. Okay. All right. So. Sure.
Yes.
Hey, I'm with Department of Natural Resources. Who was driving the boat?
Right, I'll fix them.
The last time I grabbed my girlfriend and got down in the bottom of the boat, Paul was driving.
Paul was driving?
Yes. I begged and begged and begged and begged to let me
Stand by 1
drive.
second.
Uh-huh. And where were y'all coming from?
Paul,
Huh?
Paulky.
Paulky? Okay. And Paul was driving, not Connor?
If Connor was driving, it happened after I had done flipped
Battalion 1
out and laid
with the
down
fire
in the bottom
department
of
that's
the
looking
boat.
for DNR.
And
They
what-
were both sitting on
you
the
were-
front seat.
you were laying in the
In the
front
bottom, no, the back of the bottom of the boat.
before you hit?
Yes.
Okay, and Paul and Connor were sitting on right
On
behind the
captain's
console?
seat,
Yeah.
yes.
I can get a
Okay,
better
I
location.
had done fought with both of them for 30 minutes about letting me drive, and both of them thought it was fucking funny.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna do everything we can to find her. Okay. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Cross-examination. Police court.
Okay. So. That is the boat crash that, like I said, was believed to kind of start off. Some of his testimony later on, he talks about being paranoid because of his rug use. He took, oh my gosh, well, the accounting for his money, he took, I believe it worked out something like 30 or 40 oxys a day. That was believed to be a little bit unbelievable, but I mean, who knows? But it was also the excuse that he used when the police got to Moselle, the property, of why he thought that Maggie and Paul had been targeted. And so, yeah, it's just craziness. In fact, I think I'm going to do that first. We do that first, and then we'll do the young man's testimony after, while I still prepare these nails. And like I said, with these nails, I'm trying to get a little bit better camera angle with this now. I'm just kind of freestyling, putting some colors here and there in different spots on the nail. And then we're going to, after these are dry, I'm going to let them dry all day after we're done with this live. And then I'm going to go in with, the handy dandy Craft Smart or any kind of acrylic paint that you can find, matte, gloss, anything. I like the matte the best, but to put our designs on our nails later on tonight. So this is the tour of Moselle. This is where everything happened. And some of it's muted. I don't know if the whole thing's muted, but this is where they're coming up on the property. And it also doesn't matter if your shapes and lines are perfect, because the nail art that we're going to do over this, the 90s were gaudy and full of color and full of designs and all that stuff. And so it's going to hide a lot of imperfections. But this is pulling up to the kennels. And right in front of us is where, if I remember correctly, that building where Maggie was found. And here, I will do this, just because this is, so that building right there, this is in between the kennels, and I think it was over on the other side that Maggie was found. So when they spin around here, she was somewhere like right where that gentleman's head is that's driving the truck. And Paul was in the door of the feed room. So like right there is where she was. And Paul was, I believe, around the corner. This must be the jury's tour that they took. But and this would have been when Miss Rebecca Hill decided to put her 2 cents in with the jury. Those were the kennels where the dog was being held, that the friend of Paul's, whom the video he was sending to, was kenneling his dog. And I guess the thank you, driver. Yes, please, yeah, hit subscribe and don't forget to hit that thumbs up for me. There was a problem with the dog's tail, and he was creating a video because he didn't get any signal back there to show his friend the issue with the dog. And that is when Alex's voice is heard going, "Oh, Bubba," because Bubba, the beautiful family-friendly dog, grabbed a chicken. And you hear Paul kind of laugh because Maggie goes, is it a guinea? She thought it was one of her guinea hens. And Paul kind of laughs and said, no, it's a chicken. You know, so Bubba strikes again. But that's the feed room where Paul was found. And I don't know, I was rewatching the other night too, and we'll go over that to it's the video of the body cam footage of that first night when Alec supposedly had been taking a nap inside the home, didn't hear anything, went to his mom's house to visit her, watched some TV, came back and found Paul and Maggie deceased on the property. The details that he remembers about Paul really struck me as funny because, and you know, we talk about everybody grieves differently, but I can't imagine that if I walked out or drove up and saw not only my spouse on the ground, gone, obviously gone, but my child gone, and be able to describe the injuries the way that he does that night, and the next day, I believe it was, when they interrogated him in the car. I don't know. It just, I can't imagine I'd be able to utter those words about my child that soon after I found them alive like that, especially like that, you know. Now, also, I'm going to make a little nail comment. These don't all have to be the same. You don't have to have the same color scheme. You don't have to have any of that stuff on each of these nails. That's what it's freestyle. And that's what the 90s was about, was just fluorescent colors and fun and vibrant and neon. And I might come back and daub something here and there on some of these nails too. So. And I believe this is going back. Is this around to the house or around to the hunting property? Because they also have a big hunting property. And that's the other thing that just I thought was so sad, is a video of Alex and Paul earlier that day where they went to go ride back through, it's part of their hunting property, and they plant different things like sunflowers and different things to attract different animals that they want to hunt. And in fact, I believe his name's Crosby. That's another testimony that they will go over. And this is the house. Talks about hunting on that land, but they had gone that day to check on some trees that he had planted, and Paul was kind of giggling and teasing him about these trees not doing that well. And it was just a sweet moment, and I just thought how sad that all of this turned into this. These are the steps that Gloria Satterfield fell down. And these were also the steps, I believe, that... Hi, Canvas. Hey, great. I'm working too, so we can work together, girl. Thanks for coming on in, babes. That's Maggie's bike. But it's just sad that I truly believe he was so afraid. I don't even think it was as much about money as it was for being outed, for being such a stoop, for just literally being the loser of the family, and could have had and been anything he wanted to be. But he screwed it all up. And I mean, wow, think about what some of us would have done and the lives we could have had with the opportunities that this guy had. And I guess it's one of those maybe be careful what you wish for kind of things, It's a beautiful house. But I know that they found ammunition around that house too, around those steps. But I thought, they're out in the middle of nowhere. They are most likely out there doing target practice, everything else like that, and I don't know, just sad. Did everything in the world. Or it seemed like they did. There is that. So we have these guys, and then what I'm going to do with these extra ones, because I always do 14-piece sets, just because, like I said, everybody's fingers, hands, they aren't the same. Some of us have, like I have one of my clients that gets custom sets, has 3 fingers on one of her hands that all take the same size. So I'll just do these a solid. And you'll see me using 2 different pinks. I'm using a solid hot pink for the base on this. And then I have my favorite summer pink color. That after that's dry enough to put a second coat on, I'm going to use that on it. Because it's a really pretty iridescent. It's what I used on the pinky finger of the other hand. And it's a really pretty iridescent color. But just imagine, these are the kind of nails that I would have walked out. You know how you do. Walk out with your keys in your hand, trying to get into your car. We didn't have the big water bottles back then, so probably like a styrofoam cup from whatever gas station of, tea or Mountain Dew, whatever. With me, it was always Coca-Cola, though. Coca-Cola or a McDonald's iced tea. I think I'll do this blue. I love this blue color, too. It's one of my favorite blues. And I don't even think that they make this nail polish anymore because I have not seen it anywhere. At least with like OPI and stuff. One of the things that I learned when buying that nail polish,
Hey, good Sunday evening, and thanks for joining us for WJCL 22 News at 11. We want to get straight over to that breaking news. The family of Mallory Beach has settled with Parker's Corporation for $15 million. The Beach family's attorney could...
Whew. But they would do add a drop, take a drop. So if you ever have, at least with OPI, a color that you absolutely love and they discontinue it, just wait. Because there will be something that's maybe a titch off, but it'll still, do the job. Hi, Nadia. Good to see you, girl. Good to see you. Oh. Just a second. Truth's got a peacock in her front yard. Holy moly. Oh, how pretty. I'll have to figure out how to share it with you guys later. She has a peacock in her front yard. That's so cool. But that's the that is the tour of the Moselle property. So that's where they were found. And it just doesn't make sense to me. When you hear his testimony, you hear the way that they were found. I'm going to try and find the forensics testimonies because those were really interesting. And I wanted to show the, wrong color. I wanted to show the testimony of the ballistic expert because when he walks through the crime scene and where their wounds were, there's no way. They kept saying that there was no way because he was too tall, blah, blah, blah. But there is the matter of a golf cart that was involved in this whole situation that he said Maggie and Paul rode out to the kennels on. But now it's a little bit, it makes you wonder because from everything that we saw when we watched that trial at home, defense tried to make it seem really weird and impossible that he'd have to lay down and do all this. And I didn't see that happening. But what I did see happening is that the level of the shots and the angle of the shots all came perfectly from someone who could have been riding a golf cart through. And I thought, around that building that we just saw, I believe, this is what I believe, this is just my opinion. I don't necessarily know that he meant to take Maggie out. I believe he possibly just meant to take Paul out. And he was all hopped up on his oxy. Because I think you'd have to be to do something like that to your kid and your wife. But I think maybe he thought that she had gone back to the house. Or that she wasn't out there. And he went speeding through on his golf cart. And, oh, I love Big Apple Red. That's the perfect red, Nadia. It is literally the perfect red. Yes. Yes. I'm so glad someone else loves that red. It is an awesome petty color, whether you're tan or not. But yeah, I believe the evidence all pointed to him riding through on the golf cart. And then because it would be the right height, he would have aimed at Paul, did what he did to him, rode through, swung around the back, just like that truck did, and come back around and get Maggie as she's running for her child who she just saw get mowed down. And she's probably screaming, because what would you do as a mother, as any parent, a father, if you're standing there and you hear, and who knows, maybe Paul yelled out because he saw his dad riding towards him. Just my opinion again. Riding towards him with the shotgun. And then Maggie heard it go off and she comes running. Or is she just around that corner enough to see what happened? Or was she right there and went running away and he chased after her? But it's all golf cart height. That's my opinion. Anyway, this is Michael Satterfield. Now, Alex Murdaugh was dishonest and lied to all of his clients. And hang on one second. I'm going to shut this off just so I can move some stuff around and not make you nauseous. Okay. And he and his brother, I believe takes care of his brother. He'll explain everything here. I did not get to watch this one, but I watched it originally. I watched the whole trial. But he will explain they were owed money. And this is where Alex Murdaugh sues his insurance company. And kept telling them, basically the check's in the mail. And it never happened. And so, surprise, surprise, and so he is testifying to that fact. Let me scooch myself over for just a minute while I do this also. There we go. Make this full screen. In fact, I need to get some more
my name is Michael Satterfield. My last name is spelled S.
I need to get some more of that OPI Big Apple Red.
ATTERFIELD.
Mr. Satterfield, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Tell the jury just a little bit about yourself. Where'd you grow up, and what do you do for a living?
I grew up in Hampton, live in Beaufort, and I work at Beaufort Memorial Hospital.
Okay. Awesome. And court reporters taking stuff down there. I'm really known for talking fast too, but let's slow it down so they can get everything down. You grew up in Hampton, you said?
Yes.
And you said where'd you work?
Beaufort Memorial.
Okay. And what do you do there?
Work in the ER.
How long have you been working there?
A little over 5 years.
Okay. And where did you work anywhere prior to that?
I did.
Where'd you work?
The pharmacy.
Pharmacy. Okay. Who's your mom?
Gloria Satterfield.
Gloria Satterfield. And is your mom still with us?
She's not.
And when did she pass?
February 26, 2018.
And do you have a sibling?
I do.
And what's his name?
Brian.
Where'd your mom pass?
In the hospital.
Did something happen to her?
Yes.
Tell the jury what happened to her.
She had a trip and fall.
And where did that occur?
I'm not sure the exact date that occurred.
But where?
I'm sorry. At Moselle in Colleton County.
Okay. Was she working for the Murdaugh family?
She was.
And what did she do for them?
She was their housekeeper, babysat for them, and anything else they needed.
Babysat, whatever they needed?
Yes.
Housekeeper? How long did she work for them?
A little over 20 years. I'm not sure the exact amount.
20 years. During that time, did you get to know the Murdaugh family?
I did.
Did you get to know the defendant, Alex Murdaugh?
I did.
Do you see him here in the courtroom today?
I do.
Can you point him out to the jury, for the jury? Can the record reflect he's identified the defendant? Your mom worked for this family for 20 years, babysitting. She helped raise the children.
Yes.
Did you get to know Maggie?
A little bit, yes.
Did you get to know Paul or Buster at all?
A little bit, yes.
And you got to know Alec? Right?
Yes.
You said your mom had a trip and fall at Moselle at their property?
Yes.
And she go to the hospital?
Yes.
Was she ever able to tell you how she tripped or anything like that?
No.
How long was she in the hospital before she passed away?
Give and take 4, 5 weeks, somewhere up in there.
After she passed away, did you, was there a funeral?
Yes.
And after the funeral, did people go to somebody's house and visit like people do?
Yes.
At any point in time during that funeral or thereabouts, did you have a conversation with the defendant over there?
Yes.
And what?
Objecting to questions by Mr. Water that respond with a yes or no. Those are typically leading questions. Not that I'm concerned about these questions. I just don't want my lack of objection to lead to somebody's belief that he can ask questions that respond with a yes or a no.
Mr. Waters? I think my question did not suggest the answer. It said, did you have a conversation? And my next question was, what was that conversation? So what was that question, right, excuse me, what was that conversation you had with the defendant at the funeral or thereabouts?
If I remember correctly, I'm gonna kind of take care of you boys and kind of, you know.
He was going to do what? I'm sorry?
Take care of you boys.
All right. Did he say how he was going to do that?
Partially, yes.
And what did he say?
He was gonna file a claim against his insurance company.
He's going to what?
File a claim against his insurance company.
His insurance company?
Yes.
Did he say how much coverage there was?
Like 505,000, I believe.
505,000?
Yes.
And did he say anything about how much money you may receive?
The goal was to get me and my brother Brian at least $100,000 apiece.
And did any other bills need to be taken care of?
The medical bills.
For who?
My mom.
When he told you that, did you agree to do that?
Yes.
Did you view the defendant as your lawyer?
Yes.
Did you go and meet with him about it?
Yes.
Did he tell you about what to do with any paperwork you may receive?
Any paperwork or bills or anything, just send them to him.
This really, really bothered me because it was very obvious these young men were not savvy. They did not know what they were doing. They trusted Alec to take care of them now that their mother was gone, and he didn't do that. He took advantage of them.
Can I have the Elmo, please?
No objection subject to our previously made objection.
All right. Is that something you're offering into evidence?
I'm going to show it to the witness, but yes, sir. Yeah, I'll offer states 372 in evidence. So.
No objection.
It's submitted without objection.
Let me ask you this. So did you agree to let the defendant go forward with this claim?
Yes.
And I'd asked you whether or not what he told you to do about paperwork, and I'm going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 372 to your testimony. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
Tell the jury what that is, please.
This is a cover sheet that I sent him with, I believe behind it was like a hospital bill and some kind of other important paperwork.
Okay. So you had received some paperwork in the mail?
Yes.
And did you handwrite this?
I did.
All right. And who did you send this to?
Alex Murdaugh.
it up on the screen. And tell the jury quickly what this is about. Can you see it on the screen? I can bring it back to you if you need.
Okay. So this is a cover sheet that I attached to the documents that I sent Alex.
And what kind of documents? Do you remember what kind they were?
One was the hospital bill, and one was from the trailer company, I believe. I don't recall exactly what it was.
The trailer company for who?
My mom.
For your mom. And the hospital bill for who?
Yes, my mom.
Your mom. And you sent these to him because they were relevant to the case?
Yes.
At any point in time, did you, as this case was developing, did you go and meet with the defendant at his office?
Yes.
Did he have any paperwork for you?
Yes.
Did he get you to sign some paperwork?
Yes.
Did you become the personal representative of your mom's estate?
I did.
And who gave you the paperwork to sign for that?
Alex.
When you signed that paperwork, were you aware that there had already been a
Leading.
Can't leave the witness.
At some point in time, did Alex say he wanted to involve another lawyer?
Yes.
And who was that?
Corey Fleming.
And what did he tell you about that?
If I understood it correctly, I'm gonna send you to Corey Fleming, my friend, because I can't do it against, do the claim against myself because it'd be a conflict of interest. That's how I understood it.
Because it was his insurance company.
And did you ultimately meet with Corey Fleming?
Yes.
How many times did you meet with him?
If I recall correctly, maybe once or twice.
Over the course of this case, if you had a question, who would you call?
Alex.
At some point, did the defendant, Alec, have a conversation with you about letting someone else be PR?
Yes.
And what was that conversation?
That I should let somebody else be PR because based on he's a businessman and it would be hard for the insurance to go up against somebody like that.
Okay. And who told you that?
Alex.
And what did you say to that?
Yes.
And did somebody else get involved at this point?
Yes.
And who was that?
The PR, Chad Westendorf.
At that point in time, did you sign any paperwork for him to become PR? Chad?
I did.
And who brought you that paperwork?
I believe I signed it at Alex's office or either I went to the bank. I can't recall.
And at that point in time, were you aware of any recovery in the case?
No.
Were you aware a recovery had already been received in the case?
No.
Did anyone at that time tell you there was already $505,000 that had been recovered?
No.
That's not in evidence. I mean, he's just throwing these numbers and times out. There's nothing in the record to indicate when it was received or how it was dispersed. I object.
I asked him, Your Honor, sorry. I asked him if he was aware of that. I think that's relevant.
Aware of something that no one's said happened? I mean, I would object.
Rephrase your question, please.
Good grief. It's going to be one of those days, you guys.
Did Alec tell you there had been a recovery of $505,000 already in the case at that time?
No.
Did he ever tell you there had been a recovery of $505,000 at that time?
No.
Was there a recovery at that time of $505,000 as you come to find out?
Later on.
Later on you found out?
Yes.
And did he ever pay you one dime?
No.
Who was the PR that the defendant talked to you about appointing instead of you?
Chad Westendorf.
Did you ever meet with him?
Yes, like once or twice.
Did he ever tell you about a $505,000 settlement that already had occurred?
No.
Did the defendant ever tell you that he also had a $5 million umbrella policy?
No.
Did he ever tell you that there had been a recovery against that?
No.
Did he ever tell you that there had been a recovery for $3.8 million against that?
No,
Did he ever pay you 1 penny of $3.8 million?
no,
As the months went on and moving into the early part of June 2021, would you periodically have conversations with Alec about the case?
yes.
How often do you think you would talk to Alec?
Every 3 to 4 months, give and take.
And you recall what Alec would tell you about the case?
Yes. First it started off, the hard case, and then it was making progress.
Say that again.
At first it started off as it was going to be a hard case, and then it turned into we're making progress.
You're making progress?
Yes.
And what had the defendant told you about the most that you could recover? What did he tell you at least?
Nothing.
Hey, Truth, how you doing? Sorry, I was looking down. Why isn't this? There we go. My chat got stuck. Sorry. This is Matthew Satterwhite. He is Matthew or Michael? I think Michael. He is one of the sons of Gloria Satterwhite, who was one of the hired help of the Murdaugh family, and she was the housekeeper, she was the maid, she was the nanny, she was everything, and she was very close with Paul, and she she's the one that fell down there. She was found at the bottom of their front steps at Moselle. And I think didn't they believe that it was possibly maybe the dogs or something? I thought it was one of the, like, Bubba. Yeah, fell down the stairs, and then he sued him. Well, he couldn't. He got a lawyer to sue him for her 2 sons, and they're just discussing the insurance policies that paid out, that he kept telling the boys he was working on. Now, both of these boys, I believe, are challenged, probably on the spectrum, something like that. And this is the older brother, I think. And it's the brother. This is the brother that takes care of the other brother, basically.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 463 to your testimony and see if you recognize that document.
Yes, I do.
And what are those?
These are text messages between me and Alex.
Your Honor, at this time I would move States 463 and 453, into evidence.
Subject to previous objections, no objection.
Okay, it's admitted.
All right, I'm going to put this up on the screen and kind of zoom it in. You got a screen over there, but if you can't see it because the writing's kind of small, you let me know and I'll bring it to you, okay? Do you recognize that's on the screen right now?
Yes.
And who is that text from?
Alex.
And who is it to?
Me.
And can you read to the jury what that text says?
It says, "Hey man, just checking in, been working on case and made me think about you. Hope all is good. Call me anytime I can help."
And what was the date of that text?
April 12th, 2021 at 12:47.
All right. I'm going to go to this next one. Do you recognize that text?
Yes.
And who is that from?
That is from me to Alex responding to his text.
All right. And read that text to the jury once you sent.
That text says, "Hey man, I'm doing good. By the way, how's the case going? Just curious. But how are you?"
I'll show you this next text. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
And who is that from?
That is from Alex to me.
All right. And can you read that to the jury?
Finally getting some movement. Still a ways to go. Doing good. Was just thinking about and thought I'd check in. Hope to see you soon.
Still a ways to go is what he said?
Yes.
At that point in time, did he tell you there had already been 2 recoveries in the case?
No.
Going to this last text, what is that? Who is that from?
That is from me back to Alex responding to his text.
All right. And what does it say?
Cool, thanks.
Hold on for me just one second. Your Honor, I believe without objection, I'm going to strike out one of the phone numbers on here so it can't be viewed.
That's correct.
Around this point in time, so we're in the late spring of 2021. Had you become aware of any media reporting about there actually being a settlement in your mother's case?
Yes, somebody sent me a text or something saying a legal document, but I can't remember who sent it to me.
All right. And you can't remember who sent it to you?
Yes, that's correct.
Did that cause you to reach out to the defendant and ask the status of the case?
Yes.
Do you remember roughly when that was?
I believe in June.
And do you remember if that was before or after the murders in this particular case?
I believe that was after.
Have you seen some records since the previous time I'm talking about this?
Previous to the call, no.
Let me show you what's been marked as 454 to your testimony. Is that some records you've been provided?
This is the out the door fast drying top coat from Sally's. It's cheaper. It's more cost effective to get the bigger bottle. Just FYI. The stuff is awesome if you're using regular polish. I usually do 2 coats of this. I'm only going to do 1 today on this because I'm letting this dry all day, and then I'm going to go over it with a coat of clear gel top coat so that when we do the nail art, we've got that little extra safety net that we can just wipe it off if it doesn't work out.
Yes.
And there's just some records of phone calls between you and Alex.
But I am going to let these dry for just a few minutes before I put the top coat on. So we're about halfway through with this. There's about 12 minutes left.
Yes.
On June 22nd?
Yes.
Did you have any, would you periodically reach out to the defendant and get updates about the case?
Yes.
And you had family reach out and ask you to get updates because of reading things in the media. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And you had conversations with him in June of 2021?
Yes.
You don't remember if those were before or after the murders?
Answered the question after June 7th. I would object to the leading question. I would object to the suggestion that he hasn't already answered that this occurred after June 7th of 2021. He's impeaching his own witness.
I think I'm establishing a point that's not in dispute. These records say what they say.
I think he was prefacing that question with, you don't remember when you learned about it sometime in early June. If he's conceding the witness said he didn't learn about it until after June 7th, we don't have an argument. He's already testified to that.
Final speaking response.
Your Honor, this witness has testified he had a conversation in June. He's testified in the spring of 2021 that he became aware of media reports and reached out to him. We've already seen some texts and we have some calls. I'm just following up on the fact that he had repeated communications with the defendant, asking him what is the status of my case, and was told as we move in time to the murders, oh, everything's fine. I'm still working on it.
Sustained as to leading the witness.
For thank you. It's just a habit I got in and I can't seem to break it. I apologize. And by the way, if you'd ruled against me, I would still say thank you. It's just what I learned to do. I don't know whether it's an old time thing or not. I'm going to apologize.
Thank you, Mr. Harper. Just to clear this up, how often would you talk to the defendant?
3 to 4 times a year, something I believe. I can't recall. Every few months.
Would you talk by phone or would you talk by text or both?
Both.
And when you would talk to him, would you ask about the status of your case?
Yes.
And each time you talked to him, what did he say?
It was making progress.
Making progress. Did he say it was a hard case or not?
Yes.
Did he ever tell you about how much money he might be able to get for you?
The goal was to get $100,000 apiece for me and my brother.
At any time over the years, did he ever tell you that there had already been a recovery in the case?
No.
At any time over the years, did he mention anything about having a $5 million umbrella policy?
No.
At any time, did he ever pay you 1 penny?
No.
You testified earlier that you became the personal representative. Is that right?
That is correct.
Why were you the personal representative and not your brother?
Because my brother is a vulnerable adult and he has a disability.
Repeat those words for me.
That my brother, he's a vulnerable adult, so he's not able to function as a normal human being to be doing stuff like that.
He's a vulnerable adult.
Yes.
This sweet man helps take care of his brother and all this, and he needed someone to be honest with him. This is something that really bothered me because I'm a special needs mom, and I think about when I'm gone, and I hope to God that my son's got someone that he can trust that can help him through all of this, because it's a hard thing to go through and to deal with, taking care of your parents' affairs when you're an adult and you're able-minded. And
after the murders happened, at some point after that, did you go seek, or did you and your family go seek additional representation about this matter?
Yes.
And who did y'all eventually go to?
My aunt and my uncle went to Mark Tinsley, and then they sent us to Eric Bland.
And are you aware of there being a confession of judgment in your case against the defendant for those missing recoveries?
Yes.
No additional objection to this document.
Sir.
Your Honor, it offers states 352.
The witness can testify to.
And you're aware there's a confession of judgment in that case?
Yes.
Did you have to file a claim against the defendant for those 2 recoveries you never got for your mom's case?
Yes.
And I'm going to show you 352. You're not a lawyer, are you?
No.
And have you read all that legal stuff in there?
Yes.
All right. But this has been something that you're aware of that occurred in your case. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And ultimately, there's a confession of judgment in the case. Do you know how much it is right there?
$4,305,000.
All right.
absolutely agree. He is. And he saw him coming. He saw him coming a mile away. And the only reason I think that he helped him out with any of this was to get that money for himself. He was a spoiled brat. Alex was, not this guy.
And is that for $3.8 million for one of them?
Yes.
And for $505,000 for the other recovery?
Yes.
Exhibit is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Oh, I just did it.
And I still haven't heard if they ever recovered any of that money or if they were just left, to their own accord. I mean, this is just, you put all that money for this big defense, but I hope the jury is just as smart as this last jury. I really do.
When the defendant came to you around the time of your mom's funeral and said he was going to help you and file a claim on your behalf, why did you agree to that?
Because I trusted him.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Right there, because he trusted him. Their mother had done everything. His mother had done everything for that family. And he looked at it as another opportunity. Oh, I hope so. I really, really hope so, because the thought. Well, and I was watching earlier, Brian Enton. It was one that I had missed, and he talked about one of the other reasons why he wants this murder conviction off of his record is because the difference in prisons that he will be in between, he's already convicted of the financial crimes, and I believe it was like 40 years for that. But if this conviction stays for the murders, then he will be transferred to a much worse prison. Like where he would be at now, just for the financial crimes, is kind of like a Club Med, versus him having to go out in the real world and be a real prisoner with other people who have murdered people and done much, horrible things to other people. I think he's scared. He should be. And I hope that's exactly where he goes. I really, really hope so. And I hope that he testifies again, because that'll get him right there.
Examination.
Please report, Your Honor.
Yes.
Your name is Tony?
Yes, sir.
May I call you Tony rather than Mr. Satterfield?
Absolutely.
Oh, Tony. I'm sorry.
Make this a little quicker. Between your name and my name, it might add a little bit to this cross. So let me ask you a few questions about your mother's death, and I apologize if in any way this brings back bad memories. I apologize.
Oh, ball.
Y'all filed a lawsuit or made a claim against, basically Alec told you he would be the defendant. You'd be suing him, right?
Yes.
Ow.
And it was based on some dogs tripping your mom as she was going down the stairs. Is that right?
That's what they said, yes.
Okay. But the only person that represented dogs tripped your mother going down the stairs was Alex, right?
Yes.
Okay. So without his assertion, if she just fell down the stairs, there'd be no lawsuit, right?
I guess that's correct.
Okay, I'm sorry, you're not a lawyer. You would accept my representations.
I
if
do
she just
too.
fell down the stairs
I do
or
too.
on her own, there would be no one to blame for that. Right?
All right. Repeat the question because I don't understand the question.
It's okay. Strike it, withdraw it. It's going down a rabbit hole. Don't need to do that. So let me ask you this. During this process, your lawyer, for the record, he told you, was Corey Fleming, right?
Yes.
And that was your lawyer.
Well, it was Alex Murdaugh. They were all a team.
They
Both
were a
a team.
team. The person being sued, and
Yeah.
again, you're not sophisticated on this, was part of the team
Oh, how
to get you a
rude.
recovery.
Yes.
Okay. Now, there's a guy named Chad Westendorf. He was with a bank, right?
Yes.
And he was actually the PR. He took over, and it was his job to make sure y'all got your money, right?
Yes.
Did you ever meet with him?
Yes.
And what did he say?
Like one time, it was just to sign some paperwork for him to be PR.
Right. And did you ever call him and say, what's going on with my case?
No.
Did you ever call Corey Fleming and ask what's going on with my case?
No.
And
No, he called the person that he trusted, the person that promised to take care of him because it was his property and his dogs that caused the death of his mother. Oh, I can't stand this. Ugh.
let me make sure I understand your testimony. You've got some notice of something in the paper, and at some point after June 7th, you had either a phone call or a text or an email with Alex Murdaugh asking him what's going on, right?
Yes.
Now, and again, we see a series of phone calls on June 22nd.
Yes.
Is that
Yes.
right? Where y'all were talking about this.
Yes.
But was there anything on June 7th or prior to June 7th where you accused him of anything?
Prior to June 7th? No.
Okay. Now, after you became aware of well, we saw just a moment ago a confession of judgment where Alex Murdaugh admitted that he owed you $3 million. Not get this wrong. Where's the confession of judgment? There it is. $4,305,000. Is that right?
That's the judgment, yes.
Okay. But you hired a lawyer, Eric Bland, very fine lawyer, and he actually sued Mr. Murdaugh's firm and some other folks and got you $6.5 million, right?
Yes. Or no, not that I'm aware of.
Pardon me?
Not that I'm aware of. The only thing I'm aware of is the judgment.
So Mr. Bland didn't tell you about the 6.5 million?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make sure history's not repeating itself here. And so you actually
And this is what I find funny. Being the mom of a kid on the spectrum, a very high functioning kid, which this is, in my opinion, what I believe this young man probably is. You're not going to trip them up, and they will tell the truth no matter what. They're the most honest people on the face of the earth. So this isn't going to work, Mr. Harpoon.
covered 6.5 million, which would be a couple $1 million more than you would have gotten had you received the money that Alex took, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you've been made more than whole for that loss.
Yes.
$2 million more than you would have gotten
Good.
had he not taken
Okay,
your
that
money.
answers our question,
Okay.
Mark.
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Now, sort of the last question that I think I have for you, but let me check with my co-counsel.
Those young men should be set for the rest of their lives. They deserve that.
Well, one last question is this. On June 7th, prior to June 8th, had you ever threatened Alex Murdaugh with exposure?
All right, could you repeat the question again?
Prior to June 8th, 2021, did you ever threaten Alex Murdaugh saying, I know you stole my money. Where's my money? You know, I know you got the money. Did you threaten him in any way?
No.
Okay.
Oh, wait, come on.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Yeah, they did.
Thank you. Going back to, excuse me, to the right exhibit. states 453. These were texts that you had about the case. Is that right?
Yes.
And when did those occur?
These occurred in the spring and April of 2021.
April of 2021. And there had been media reporting about there being a settlement in this particular case, even though you hadn't received any money?
Yes.
Did you have periodic conversations with the defendant over the course of time?
Yes.
And would you ask him about the case?
Yes.
And he would tell you what?
It's a hard case, or it's a work in progress.
After all this happened, have you come to find out that the defendant took all of your money?
Yes.
And that's what led to that confession of judgment?
Yes.
Did he, though, ever pay you 1 cent?
No.
Oh. You were asked about Corey Fleming, and I think you said they were all a team. Is that right?
Yes.
At its core, who did you consider was your lawyer for your mom's case?
Alex.
Thank you, Mr. Chapman. Nothing further. He may have one more question.
Anything further?
No, thank you.
All right. You may step down. Thank you.
There we have it. So, that's the point, though. Alex Murdaugh never paid that money. It was the insurance companies. And he was stealing all of this money from these boys and from his other clients, because there's many other clients, one whom I don't believe even lived to see him get found guilty and any settlement be made. That was someone that Mark Tinsdale had represented. And you heard him. He said he believed that Alex was his lawyer. And that's what I believe that he was made to believe by Alex. That, this is just kind of a, red tape kind of a thing, because he could not represent himself, suing himself against his own homeowner's insurance. But he was basically going to have this other guy be be the face of the case. Well, behind the scenes, Alex was the one working for the Satterwhite boys. And so, of course, he's going to call him. And if Alex cared, then why wouldn't he tell him to call these other people? Call them, find out, call them. Or why wouldn't he do it for him? He was stealing his money. He was trying to push him off. He was trying to placate him, because he knew that this kid trusted him. He knew that he looked up to him, that he thought, okay, we're gonna be all right, because Alex is on the case. Alex had everybody thinking he was this great attorney, great businessman, great community guy, and he wasn't at all. And he is another example of a spoiled child who lived in a family that literally basically owned the entire county, whether through businesses or the judicial system. They literally had to take a picture of his great-grandfather down off the wall when they started this trial, so that there wasn't, any kind of conflict. I mean, that's just wild to me. So yeah, well, I am done with the base coat on these nails, and like I said, I just wanted to play that today while we got this done. Just showing what kind of person this guy is, because I think if you haven't seen this, if you didn't watch the case before, then you can learn some new stuff. And if you did watch the case before, then sorry, my phone. I'm trying to find better angles for all of this, because my angle of my other stand is way too far away. So bear with me when I try to work this out. But these are the nails that we did today during our show. And well, and see, I think what messed up his plan was Paul getting in the boating accident and Mark Tinsley looking into his financials. That's what I think. Because I thought the same thing. You could have like doled this out, like at least with like Tom Girardi. Tom Girardi is was a high-powered lawyer. He was Erica Jane as his wife. She was on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. He was like a class action lawsuit lawyer, and he sued, I believe it was called Lion Air. It was an airline that had crashed, and there was millions of literally orphans and widows left afterwards, and it was from negligence from the airline. He won this huge lawsuit and started just little by little, at least giving some of them small payouts. But what it was found that he was doing is he was taking money from another lawsuit, giving that to this person, then taking a little bit from that, and then putting this in his bank account and all of that. And that's exactly what Alex Murdaugh was doing. Plus, if you watched before, and it'll come out in some of the testimony, when got a longer one, which is the financial officer at the law firm, when she talks about how they started seeing these little oddities, little things that were just a little bit off in the books. And come to find out, they were supposed to take any checks that were cashed through or that were won through a case through the law firm, whatever, to the law firm's bank account, basically. And that would be accounted for. And then they would, that way, that's how they showed what lawyer was making what, yada, yada, yada. Doled out the payments, all of that stuff. That's not what happened. Alex had an account at another bank that he was putting these checks in, and during one of the this was maybe the week, I believe it was the week before Paul and Maggie's murder. They brought him down to the office to talk to him about it. But that same day, his father had gone into and was it hospice or into the hospital, and was not looking very good. And that is actually, I believe, how, if I remember correctly, how he got Maggie to come home, because Maggie was at the beach house. That's where she loved to be. She didn't like being at Moselle. Moselle was more for the boys. It was full of bugs out there, she'd talk about. It was their hunting grounds. She didn't care about that. She had her cute little beach house that she stayed in. And I believe what they called, the grandfather's nickname was Handsome. If that tells you anything right there. Your nickname was Handsome. I mean, come on. And he was not going to be much longer. And so, if I remember correctly, that's kind of how he conned Maggie into coming to Moselle and having dinner that night. The housekeeper that was the current housekeeper had made them dinner and had left because Maggie texted her and said that she was going to be there, and so was Paul. And so I remember that housekeeper talking about making, I thought she said something about making green beans because Paul liked green beans. And that was kind of how they knew that someone had cleaned up in the house also, because all of the dinner food was put away. And come to find out, he had called her, was it the next morning, either that night or the next morning, to come and clean the house up because people were going to be there. And that's when she found his clothes on the floor. And that's when the thought of he came home, took a shower, and got any residue off of himself, got in the truck, ran to his house, ran to his mother's house to check on her, sat and supposedly watched TV with her, and then went back, and that's when he found Paul and Maggie. So I don't believe him for 1 minute. I think it's all ridiculous, and I really do hope that he gets what's coming to him again, and that he has to live the life that he deserves, because he brought this all upon himself. He had literally a life that most of us would do anything for. A beautiful house, a wife that loved him, that took care of the kids, that took care of the house. They had beautiful cars. They had boats. They had vacation homes. If he would have done what he was supposed to and lived his life right, they would have had money for anything they wanted, and it wouldn't have been marked like it was. But he couldn't do that. What he had wasn't enough, and he wanted more and more and more. He got addicted to pain pills for whatever reason, and oh yeah, you're welcome. Well, that's it. You're very welcome. This was something that I was, like I said, glued to this. I would come home every night from work, and I'd watch the testimonies from the day, and I just was flabbergasted at the stuff that I was hearing. You know, you only hear so much before trial, and then trial comes, and you know, any of us that are trial lovers know that there's a million more things that we don't get to hear at trial that get left out. And this was a big case of that with some of the firearm stuff. Like, I was watching something the other day, and it talked about how, like, a day or two after this happened, Buster and the brother were seen at the home taking rifles and shotguns out of that outbuilding, the one that they had all the hunting gear in. And the brother came, the one brother, I can't remember if both brothers testified or just the one, but the one that got really emotional, he had come and cleaned up some of the crime scene before the jury went out there, before the jury got to see it. And just, wow, you know. I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna keep, like I said, I'm gonna try and do some early lives here and there to do some of this trial, and because YouTube doesn't want me doing repetitive content, so I'm gonna keep trying to switch it up. And we have after today 5 full school days next week, and 1 full day next week, and then 2 half days because it's exams. And then I am free from the summer schedule, and I should have a lot more free time to do stuff and try and kind of switch around some of the times that I come live and stuff like that. So yeah. So I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me today, and thank you guys for talking and chat with me while I do this. And I will be back tonight. I am hopefully going to be back around, I'm planning on 9. Now I have a little, so sometimes he doesn't like to cooperate with me when it comes to the nighttime. Most of the time he's good, but sometimes not so much. So, so I will be coming back to put the nail art on our 90s collection, and talk some true crime. I don't know what I'm going to talk about yet tonight. So if before then, if you guys have any suggestions or anything you do want to talk about, go to either in the comments on this after I'm done with live, or on my community wall, because I have it set up where you guys can post on there too. And yes, I know we have to figure that out. I'm so excited about that canvas. Yeah, Mark, if you're into painting, we are going to do, after school is out, Canvas and Crime and I are going to plan a paint and crime night. And so, and Truth's going to help us too. And what we're going to do is we're going to figure out a crime story to go over while, if anybody's ever done any of those like sip and paints, that's kind of what it's going to be like. If you want to sip, if you want to puff, whatever you want to do, you'll be in the comfort of your own home. But we'll put out a list of, Canvas is going to come up with the projects for us all to try. And we will, we'll give you some notice and put up a list of like colors that you're going to need for the project. And, bumping everything. And, I'm going to figure this out. But we'll give you enough time to get whatever you need. And heck yeah, that's what I'm saying. I told everybody, I'm like, even if you want to get your markers, get your paper, get your I've got some really good coloring books around here. I shouldn't say adult. They're not dirty. They're just like the the really intricate patterns and stuff. I do have one that's all swear words. So maybe on like a Saturday night, we'll do that's what we'll have to do too this summer. We'll have to have some adult coloring so we can sit and we can color and we can talk about all the stuff. And so yeah, and just if you are just coming in, or if you didn't see the beginning of my stream, just a little reminder, because something's going on with YouTube. Check your favorite people out. Go to their channels if you haven't seen them on your feed. Even if you have, go to their channels and check and make sure you're still subbed up, because I literally have been losing exactly 2 subs every single day, whether I'm live or not, whether I've made somebody mad or not. It's just weird that it's that consistent every single day. And like I said, I saw in some other chats, and I've gotten some emails saying, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in a little bit. I went to your channel and found out that somehow I was unsubscribed, and I did not do it. So, I don't know what's going on. It literally started, I was steadily gaining between anywhere from 1 to 3 people new every single time I went live. And yeah, throughout the week or whatever, I'd lose 1 or 2. That happens. Sometimes people, are inactive. Ooh, sorry. Here, I'm going to do this because I'm apparently cannot be trusted with this anymore. Okay. But, that's just the flow of things. You lose 1 or 2, you gain 3 to 5, it happens. But this is not the normal that's going on. And like I said, I saw other people that talking about other channels, other creators that they were watching, going, oh my gosh, I looked and I was like, one of the gals said this morning that she was unsubscribed from all of her favorites, and she wondered where everybody was, because like most of us, we'll turn on one of our favorite people. Sometimes we chat, sometimes we don't. Like, Canvas is working, and so she's listening. And I'll do that sometimes. If I've got orders to pack, I'll click on somebody that I want to listen to, and I just either have them in my earbuds, or if I'm cleaning the house, I'll put Brian Etten or Ashley Banfield in, and I'm doing my thing. And so checking. I've got a few people that I haven't seen, but there were people in here that were diehards that were coming in every single day, or at least watching replays, and I'm not seeing them either. And so, I mean, if it's just that they're not interested in what I'm doling out anymore, I'm totally cool with that. I will never, if I see you in another chat or I see you somewhere else, I'm not going to throw shade at you. That's the hairdresser nail tech in me. Sometimes you're a fit with some people and sometimes you're not. I get that. I'm cool. I don't take it personally. But this is just weird. And it wasn't happening until literally the day that I got demonetized. So yeah. And also, like I said, because I'm still mad about that, but you guys have been so great and so supportive of me, and of not just my channel, but my business and my creations that I make for the nails and everything else. If you're on vertical, you'll see it at the top scrolling, and if you're on horizontal, you'll see it at the bottom scrolling. I will put it in the chat also. Make sure I spelled it right. Yes. This is my website, and I sell the creations that I make there. I also do custom nails, custom sizing, and I sell a line of my own hand and foot products. And so, and see, that's it too. I'm not even, the people in my own home aren't getting notified either. And I think that's part of it too. And I'm getting people going, oh my gosh, I didn't even know you were on. So I don't know what's going on. Something, and I'm not getting notices when the people that I watch religiously are coming on. So something's going on. And they're demonetizing people, they're banning people left and right, they're completely removing people's channel left and right, and they've got this AI program that rolled out that's scanning everything. I literally was only monetized for 3 days. And that's the thing that's so weird. I was scanned. They reviewed my entire account when I was able to, so they get 500 subscribers, you get memberships. They did it then. Then when I was able to do the AdSense and like the super stickers and stuff like that, they reviewed it again. And they told me that I qualified. And then they gave me an offer to do the shopping program so that I could put my website, like I can connect it to a shopping button on my channel. And literally it was like 3 or 4 days later, boom, I woke up and gone. So said I no longer qualified. And I'm like, ugh. And I literally was doing exactly the same thing. They said that I was found to be producing either mass-produced content or inauthentic content. They said that was content produced by AI, etc. So, and I looked, I am literally, there's only one other that I saw that is a crime and nails channel. So, but because of that, I feel really bad because I had quite a few people subscribed, and YouTube took that money for themselves, and I don't think that's right. So you were doing a membership to me, not to YouTube. So I am offering, and I said I was going to do it to the end of May, but I'm going to do it through June too, just because a lot of us, everybody's stressed out right now. Everything costs $1 million, and we all deserve to take some care for ourselves. And yeah, I do too. I am so sick. And that's one of the reasons why I love being a small business owner, is because and one of the reasons why I connected my business to my YouTube channel, because I want people to be able to talk to me. You know, I want you to be able to, I want you to know that there's a person behind this doing all of this. And so what I'm doing through now, even June, is I am offering, I've got a lot of things on sale. I just put out, I've got the cuticle oils are out. I just released the scrub, the hand and foot scrubs and the foot soaks. Those are all introductory price. And I also put out a line of the lip scrubs. So those are also at introductory price. So not only are those at a discounted price because they're new, but I am offering 20% off of your entire order if you use the code Claws Welcome, and it's scrolling at the bottom. It's all caps. It is CLAWZWELCOME. So go ahead and use that code, and that'll take 20% off even the sale stuff that you order. The checkout just says fast, easy, secure checkout. I don't see any of your financial information at all. It goes through a pay site, through the website. It's secure, it's bonded, it's completely safe. And I offer, I found out I offer Apple Pay now too. So I have PayPal, PayPal, Venmo, I think Cash App, Apple Pay, and I believe Afterpay is activated now too. So, so all of those are offered to you as a thank you for still sticking around, even though YouTube's trying to put it to me. You guys are great, and even if there's only 3 of us in here, I'm absolutely happy with that. So, so yeah, take a stroll, do some window shopping through my my website. It's a work in progress. I'm working on my photography skills and all that. But and if there is anything you see also at the bottom of the homepage of the website, there is, I'll show you right now. Let me show you. Now here is my home page. Here we go. Actually, no. Where do I need to put myself? Yeah, I'll put myself over there. There we go. Now we got a full page. Okay. This is my web page, and if you're in vertical, oh no, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. Underneath this little watermark that I can't remember how to get off, there is, oh wait. There we go. Okay. There is the home of the shop button. But if you scroll down on my home page, you'll see right here, get in touch. And just give me your info, your email, write me a message, and that will go right to my cutsy13@gmail email address, and I will answer any questions you have. If you see something that's, say, in a longer style, like so up here, when you want to go look for something, just click the shop button, and over on the left are all of the categories. So let's say you see this bright pink. This is that iridescent pink that I used on the nails that I did today. But you want that color, but you want them on a pair of shorties, and I don't have any shorties in that color. Let me know. I have no issue trying to make something. And if it's something that's maybe, like, let me see. We'll find a freestyle one. Okay, so some of these are really long. These are some of the projects that I've done on the channel, etc. But these right here. These are the 4th of July pop art, like neon set that we did. And these are the extra long length. But let's say you want something inspired by that for some shorties or some medium length. Get a hold of me. I'll tell you what we can do. You know, something like this would be really easy to move over onto a shorty or a medium length. But again, we could do something that's inspired by, you know, things like that. Got these are just some kind of, these were a fall design that I did. So that can be easily done on, and that's medium length square. That could easily be done on an extra long stiletto, on a short almond. You know, I am flexible when it comes to that stuff. So yeah, so that's it. And here's all of our, these are the flavors. Again, we've got cinnamon, mint, strawberry, watermelon, coconut, birthday cake, fruit punch. And the fruit punch tastes like High C or Kool-Aid brand fruit punch. It's flavored with Kool-Aid. Everything that's in those are absolutely 100% edible. In fact, I dare you not to eat it after you scrub your lips, because they taste really good. The cinnamon tastes exactly like Red Hots. The mint is like a candy cane. The strawberry and the watermelon both taste like Jolly Rancher. The coconut is just like a really good, nice, creamy coconut taste. And the birthday cake has the kind of almondy vanilla flavor to it, like really good homemade frosting. So, and again, we've got the cashmere marshmallow hand and foot scrub, the sea moss and sage scent, and then the ever popular, where did it go? Oh, here it is. I'm sorry. At the very beginning over here. I've got to still get the photos put in for this. But the Love Spell fragrance inspired, the foot soak and the foot scrub. I've got both of those. I'm going to be working on some sprays, some foot spray, all of that fun stuff. And yeah, and like I said, it's all 20% off at checkout. There are some sale items on there, and I'm still offering free shipping too, because like I said, I understand what it's like. Everything is so expensive right now. And I want to get my products out there. And I want you guys to be able to take time and for yourself, even if it's just 5 minutes. That's what's nice. These are little 5-minute products. If you've been stuck at home all day in the summer with kids, go in the bathroom. Stick your foot up in the sink. Do yourself a little scrub. Dry your feet. 5 minutes that. They can't blow your house up in 5 minutes, right? So at least too badly. Take your time for yourself. The soaks, the sea moss and sage. I highly recommend. That's a unisex scent, even for men. If you come home in the summer and you're tired and your feet are hot, put a tablespoon or two of this in a nice big soak bowl of water. Soak your feet for 10 or 15 minutes. It will make a huge difference on how the rest of your body feels. And that's, that's where a lot of our nerve endings are, our hands and our feet. If we take care of our hands and our feet, then we will start to feel a lot better. So, all right, everybody, I want to thank everybody again for being here. If you have not, please check the subscribe button. If you think you're already subscribed. If you're not, please hit the subscribe button for me and become part of our little group. I posted on my community page too. We have a public just chatty Discord that we go in there and say hi to each other with and talk about what we're going to do. I try to announce my lives in there. Also, I need to get better at it. I'm not used to having a Discord, so that'll be a way to get around missing my notifications. And so everyone's invited. I haven't been on here long enough to have any beefs with anybody, so I don't care who comes in there. So everybody have a great Friday afternoon, and I will be back, like I said, hopefully around 9:30, depends on what the little guy decides our afternoon's going to be like, and we'll go from there. We'll do this nail art, and we'll figure out what we're going to cover then. Ashley Banfield did put a new one out this morning, so I highly recommend you watch that one. I like to kind of wait a day or two, because I don't want to be all up in her business, when she posts something. I want her to get her views and all of her stuff and all of her memberships and all the good stuff that she deserves for going hard after this guy. Just like we all want to, Brian Hooker. And hopefully we'll be hearing some good news coming up with that going on too, with all the Coast Guard searching. So, all right, guys. Peace, love, and claws, y'all. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.